equation. We have a long list.
Quadratic. Linear. Exponential.
Thank you. It's a polynomial equation, and what is its degree?
Third.
Yes. How many solutions will we find?
3.
Very good. Thank you. What is the next step? How are we going to approach this?
Get everything on one side.
Exactly. Set everything equal to 0. Putting in descending order. And now remember the factoring from the very first day of classes, right? We identified that this is a polynomial. It has 4 terms. It's in descending order. Greatest common factor, no. Negative leading coefficient, no. What is the only option for 4 terms?
Special term. Special.
For 4 terms, what is the only option? Absolutely, thank you. We have no choice but group it. Excellent. So from the very first 2, what are we going to pull out? Very good. What is left in parentheses? What do we expect to come out? Do not even look, because I'm not saying you're going to make a mistake. It's potential. It's possible that you are going to make a mistake. So it's better to copy it first.
X plus 3.
Yes, it has to be x plus 3. Now let's look. Remember, we need a sign and a factor. Minus 49. Now we have 2 terms. These 2 terms, and we have to factor out what? Yeah, you're not wrong, but I prefer writing the common factor first, but it's the same thing. Good. So for now, or we should, I think it's better if we continue factoring x plus 3, and then how do I factor x squared minus 49? X minus 7 and x plus 7 equals 0. And now we know how many solutions again, because the degree of this polynomial is 3. How many solutions we have to write?
3.
Excellent. So from the first factor, which solution do we get? Awesome. From the second factor, which solution do we get? From the last factor, which solution do we get? Awesome. Is this clear, everyone?
Okay. Kind
Yes?
of. Kind of.
Is that okay, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Which one? You're talking about the answer?
No, number 8.
Number 8?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry, I couldn't hear. Number 8, yes. In number 8, we have an absolute value inequality, which is 7x minus 7 divided by 7, greater than, is it greater than or equal to? Yes. Greater than or equal to 9. Good. Here is what I would do with this at the beginning. I will simplify it because I see I can factor out inside the absolute value a 7. And what do I have left in parentheses? Awesome. Why not simplify? So now this reduces to very, I shouldn't say simple because it's not the easy one, is the other one, is the more complicated. So, but at least it looks more human. So now this is completely simplified. We cannot do anything, but what we can do is change it into what it equals to. What is equivalent to, I should say better. And how do I change it, and what do I change it into? Okay, x minus 1, perfect. What?
It's greater than or equal to 9.
Excellent.
Or is less than or equal to 9.
Awesome. The outside, to the left of negative 9 or to the right of 9. Excellent. So the first one, when I add 1, I have x greater or equal to 10. And here, when I add 1, I have x less than or equal to negative 8. And remember, this is the one that requires the union between the two solutions. Can anyone give us a solution? I prefer writing x in. Of course, you don't have to. If you know what you're doing, it's fine. I prefer writing x in.
Parentheses.
Yes?
Negative 3.
Yes, awesome.
Negative 8.
Awesome. Great job.
Then the little end cap thingy.
The bracket.
Yeah,
Very good.
Another bracket.
Another
10.
bracket.
Yeah,
Very
10.
good. 10 to infinity. Great job. Excellent. Very good. Anything else? Is there something else we would like to go back to? Anything? 14. Let's do 14. Very good. 12, 13, 14. Very good. So in this problem, we are given g of x, which is x to the fourth minus 4x. And we're asked to identify whether this function is in any way symmetric. What do we have to determine? What do we have to calculate? Every time we are asked, is this function symmetric? What do we have to determine?
The degree.
Well,
Say it again, Heather.
G of negative x.
Absolutely. That's the only thing we need to determine. Regardless whether the function is odd, even none of the above, that is our concern. We have to determine g of negative x. Can anyone dictate? Awesome. Excellent. Excellent. I couldn't have said it better. Awesome. So now I would like to ask you, how much is negative x to the fourth power? How much?
4x.
X to the fourth.
X to the fourth. Very good. And how much is negative 4 times negative x?
It's 4x.
Sine?
Plus 4x.
Very good. Awesome. Great job. Now I need to answer 3 questions. And only one is yes. The other 2 must be no. Does this equal the original function? Oh, I'm sorry, I meant to write g. Does this equal the opposite of the original function, or none of the above? If you say yes for the first one, the function will be symmetric with respect to the y-axis, or even. If you say yes to the second one, the answer will be odd. So slowly let's compare. For the even, I compare the g of negative x that I just got to the original function. If you say they are okay, they are the same, I'll say even and I'm done with the rest. I don't have to check the rest.
No.
Are they identical? No. So then the function is not even. Now I have to compare this to the opposite of the function. So I will have to multiply both sides here by negative 1, right here, negative g of x, negative x to the fourth, plus 4x. So now I'm comparing these two. I'm comparing this to this. If they are identical, I'll check and I'll say it's odd. Are they identical? No. What do we conclude about this function? We made the effort to check, but it turns out that the function is not, the graph of this function is not symmetric with respect to the y-axis, and it's not symmetric with respect to the origin either. It's not symmetric. Good question. Anything else? Is there anything else you'd like to go back to? Number 13. We have to look at 13. Let's take a look. Yes. Yes. So let's take a look. Here we're asked, using the graph, if it's even, odd, or none of the above. Since this is at 1 comma 0 and this is at negative 2 comma 0, I will say the function is absolutely not symmetric. Because I cannot, first of all, there is nothing similar with in quadrant 1 with quadrant 3. So the only potential what it could be would be even. But see, when I fold on the y-axis, this point does not overlap with this point. So the function is not symmetric. Is that clear, everyone? Okay, perfect. Next question. Anything else? I encourage you to come in early if you think you need more time. I'll be here a little bit early, so you can start early if you want. I don't have a class after your class, so I'll give you extra time if you need it. Anything else? Number 12. We just did number 12. Which one? Number 5? I'm not sure. Let's do number 5. So the square root of 2x plus 7 equals x minus 4. What type of equation is this? Careful.
Radical.
Radical, because it has a radical in it. How do we solve this equation? Excellent. We have to square both sides. Please give me the left-hand side. That is the easy part. Very good. But please be careful. We have an agreement for the right-hand side.
X squared minus 8x.
Minus 8x plus 16. Awesome. First term squared minus 2 times the first times the second plus the second term squared. Thank you. What type of equation did this become? Did turn to be? Quadratic. So we have everything to put everything on one side. I will subtract 2x from both sides, and I will subtract 7 from both sides. We have 4 different methods, but which method is? Yes, you can. If you want, we can review the quadratic formula. Yes?
Let's not do that.
Quadratic formula? Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is, let me write it one more time. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. I can show you where it's coming from, and then maybe, yes, please.
Oh, I just have a question.
Yes.
The negative b plus or minus?
The negative, this one? Okay, can anyone explain where does this term come from? Exactly. We multiply 2 by x and by 4 and we get this term. When we square binomial, we get a trinomial. First day of classes, first handout. So, negative b. Negative b is?
Negative 10x.
It's 10, not x. There is no x here. X is right here. There is no x in here. So, plus or minus the square root of, so b squared is 100 minus 4 times 1 times c over 2 times a. So we have x equals 10 plus or minus the square root of, this is 36, bless you. 100 minus 36 is 64. And we know that the square root of 64 is good. And now we have to separate these two solutions because we can. So 10 plus 8 is divided by 2. Very good. Awesome. And 10 minus 8 divided by 2. That's it. Or we could have done this x minus 9 and x minus 1, and we would have gotten the same solutions. However, yes, it's not good enough. We squared both sides, so we are forced to go back to the original problem and check those solutions. I will copy the original problem right here. The square root of 2x plus 7 equals x minus 4. And we are replacing x by 9. The left-hand side is 18 plus 7 is 25. The square root of 25 is 5. The right-hand side is 9 minus 4 is 5. I will definitely say yes to 9. But let's see if we say yes to 1. So 1 and 1. So this is 9. The square root of 9 will be 3, but the right-hand side is negative 3, which is not acceptable. Therefore, we'll have to say no to x equals 1. Next question. Anything you want? Please ask anything. Is this okay? Is this one okay? Mm-hmm. Any questions? Okay. Anything else? Is there anything else? Is there anything else? Number 7. In number 7, we have x minus 14 over 4 greater than or equal to x minus 7 over 6 plus 1 over 12. What is it? First of all, let's identify it.
Rational radical.
What is it? It is an inequality. Awesome. What type? Linear. Very good. It is a linear inequality. It doesn't have x in the denominator. It has no radicals. Say it again. Correct. Yes. Very good. And we want to eliminate fractions multiplying both sides by the least common denominator of 4, 6, and 12. 12 indeed. Since we are multiplying fractions, please write 12 over 1, 12 over 1, and 12 over 1, and simplify before you multiply. So in the first fraction, I will simplify by 4, and I will get 3 parentheses x minus 14. In the second fraction, I will simplify by 6, and I will get 2 quantity x minus 7. And here I will simplify by 12, and I get positive 1. This should be the sequence of steps with this inequality. Choose the least common denominator, and multiply all fractions. Because you are multiplying fractions, write them as a fraction as well, so that it will be easier to simplify. So I recommend that. And now you take it from here by distributing, combining like terms. So this is 3x minus 42 equal to 2x minus 14 and plus 1. I recommend combine like terms first, like 3x minus 42 equal to 2x minus 13, and then move terms around. My preference is to keep the variable on the left, but it's up to you. It's just a habit. So then I get x greater than or equal to, because 3x minus 2x is x, and positive 42 minus 13. And I think it's 29. In interval notation, I like to write x is in the interval 29 comma infinity. Any questions? My pleasure. Anything else? Let's use the last 10 minutes and I'm going to ask you, is there any type of problem that you would like to see again? Maybe it's not here, but you say, no, I need to see another problem. Or you say, maybe I may run into difficulties with that. I want to see another one. Any problem. If it's from here, it's fine. If it's from my math lab, it's fine. If it's from something we covered in class, it's fine. Anything you want. Any type of problem. Anything.
I'll say slope.
Okay, yeah, let's do some more of that. I like that.
Slopes.
I feel like I should know it.
So you choose 2 points and we have to find a slope. Is that what you meant?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's choose 2 points. Choose any 2 points you want.
14 and 7.
So 14 comma 7.
Negative 14.
Negative 14 comma 7. That's 1 point. I need one more.
Yeah, Heather.
1920.
Good. So here we're asked to find the slope of this line passing through the given points and also find the equation of the line. Okay, ready? So the slope, if it's easier for you, I recommend label x1, y1, x2, y2.
And it doesn't matter which one's one or two.
It doesn't
As long
matter,
as it's
but
the
you have to
same.
be consistent. If this is x1, you cannot write y2 here, right? x1, y1, y1, x2, y2. And now write a definition, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And you have 20 minus 7. 20 minus 7 over 19 minus negative 14. So negative minus minus. The numerator will be 13, and the denominator will be 33. And we cannot simplify it. None of the points you gave me is the y-intercept. It's the y-intercept has to be 0, comma, a number. But none of them is. So I will have to use y minus y1 equals the slope times x minus x1, in which the slope is 13 over 33. And you choose any point you want. Well, I prefer the first one. Negative 14 and 7. It doesn't matter. The equation will be the same. So then y minus 7 equals 13 divided by 33 and x plus 14. I have to distribute to these two terms. So I have 13 over 33x plus 13 times 14. So that's 42 and 13. So I got 172. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I got 172 divided by 33, and then I have to bring 7 over. Is that okay? Yes? Correct me if I'm wrong anytime. So then,
There's 182. 182.
Messed up
You
the
missed-
oh, I messed up the, yeah, I did. Thank you very much. I did. Okay, so then 13 divided by 33x, and this needs to be multiplied by 33. So that's 23. 21, yes. 231 plus 182, I get 3, 4, 13. So this is the equation of the line passing through the points that you gave us. Anything else that you can think of that maybe we should review? Anything? Yes. Both of you raised your hands at the same time, so it's up to you.
Can you do the maximum and we have to find the maximum and the minimum?
Yeah, we did right here. So at 3, there is a maximum, and how much? It's 5. At 2, there is a minimum. How much is 1? So that was problem 12. Any questions? Any questions?
More slopes.
Yes, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Which one? Yeah, just anything you want. Any question. The difference quotient, very good. Excellent idea. Excellent idea, thank you. Let's choose a function. Thank you for reminding me. Good job. Good, so let's come up with a function. Let's choose a quadratic function and find the difference quotient. Awesome idea, thank you. Can anyone give us a quadratic function?
5x.
Okay.
Minus 1.
Can you pick 12 numbers?
2.
Thank you.
This is not quadratic.
Square the x
Good.
plus x.
Good. This is quadratic. Awesome. I'm going to rearrange it in descending order. It's 5x squared plus x minus 2. This is indeed a quadratic function. And we want to find a difference quotient. It will be given to you. You don't have this one, or you do not have to memorize. F of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. And if you remember, there are 3 pieces here, and 2 we have. This I have, this I have. What I don't have is f of x plus h. So let's find f of x plus h. Can anyone dictate?
Five
Excellent.
x plus h squared
Excellent.
minus 2. What?
Perfect. So now we have to square first and then distribute 5. Can anyone square for us x plus h? Awesome.
Uh, 2x.
Very good. Plus,
H squared.
very good. Plus x plus h minus 2. And now I can distribute. 5x squared plus 10xh plus 5h squared plus x plus h minus 2. So therefore, now the difference quotient will have all this as this piece. 5x squared plus 10xh plus 5h squared plus x plus h minus 2. And now minus all the terms in x, in f of x. Minus 5x squared minus x and plus 2. What has to happen for sure?
That's your
The terms without
H.
h. Good.
then you pull out h.
Let's see if we had an error. Yes, awesome. 5x squared with negative 5x squared. Great job. Negative x and positive x. Great. Awesome. So the remaining 3 terms, 1, 2, 3, they have h in common, because that h will allow us to get rid of the h in the denominator. So, but what is left?
10x plus 5h plus 1.
So 10x plus 5h plus 1 is the final simplified form of this